Our state capitol campus in Washington is located both in an historic district and also in an Olmsted legacy landscape. Managing an urban forest where these two areas coincide provides both challenges that are unique and also exceptional experiences with the trees. We have many culturally historic trees in this area to manage in this urban landscape, which is always a little bit challenging when we have people and aging trees to consider all in the mix together. Preserving older trees is challenging and so well worth it, providing them physical support, maintenance support, adequate irrigation, water availability, and considering the soil in which they grow. Many of the trees here exist in a woodland edge around corners of the campus or in little satellite beds along the edges of the landscape. And those are great areas for trees to be clustered together and support one another. Their root systems can exist in the same soil structure, which allows for more of a mycorrhizal network to support each root system both individually and together. It also allows for irrigation to be catered to trees for infrequent deep watering rather than just to the landscape plants that are also so wonderful on our Capitol campus. One thing that Department of Enterprise Services does on the Capitol campus to support proactive urban forest management is hiring consulting arborists that are qualified, highly skilled, and experienced for doing tree risk assessments and then following up on the recommended maintenance based on those assessments. This proactive approach to urban forestry allows us to keep trees in the landscape for as long as possible while also considering the safety of the visitors to the campus and the importance of the high-valued trees being retained. This approach allows for decreased stress and increased resource availability in urban forest management through areas of planning, budgeting, and staff availability. This proactive approach to urban forestry allows for the retention of more overall tree canopy in the landscape. There are trees that are starting to near the end of their life cycle, and there are physical supports on some trees that allow for those trees to age in place while also considering safety and hazard mitigation, and also succession planting. So planting trees long before the demise of older trees right near the same area. And this allows for those ecosystem services to be retained while the young trees get established and have plenty of time to grow into maturity before the trees that are aging out have to be removed. This allows for the retention of the tree canopy, shade, water filtration, air filtration, aesthetic benefits, and this is excellent foresight and proactive planning and management. Each year, new tree species are added to this already diverse urban forest that encompasses this entire campus, which is now an internationally accredited arboretum. The species diversity here on the Capitol campus consists of many native tree species as well as non-native and more climate-adapted tree species in this urban forest. As our climate continues to change and weather becomes more volatile, planting more diversity in our urban forests is increasingly important. We are facing more forest pest issues than ever before, increased disease issues, and climatic stresses on the trees in our urban forests. So the more diverse our species palette is, the more resilience we have to to those unique challenges that we will continue to face as time goes on. If we plant monocultures or all of the trees included in one species, then it is much easier for those trees to get wiped out with one forest pest issue. But if we diversify the tree species that exist here, which we're doing with every planting, then we increase that resilience. There are so many beautiful areas, buildings, landscapes to see on this state capitol campus. So one thing that has been a major focus is maintaining lines of sight while layering the vegetation, including the tree canopy, throughout this whole urban forest. The Washington Capitol grounds provides a truly exceptional example of urban forest management for all communities to look to for the proactive approach, the long-term management plans, the maintenance that is implemented regularly, and the always increasing species diversity allows for the most resilient urban forest that we can plan for here on this beautiful, internationally accredited arboretum.